Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, people. Thank you very much for being here on the Sunday live stream. I'm going to be with you very shortly, just finishing off setting up a few clips and stuff. I've been cooking a pizza in the meantime as well, actually. Sorry for being on so late this evening. A lot going on. Bank holiday weekend, things and stuff, etc. I'll tell you more about that when I come on the stream, but thanks a lot for your patience. Um, I'll put on a bit of background music while you're waiting. Thank you. Octo, Kit, thank you very much for your patience. Oh, bloody hell. It's not enough hours in a day, people. Okay, I'm going to be right with you. I'm nearly there, people. Nearly there. Very sinister indeed. You're quite right, Octo. There's a lot of sinister shit going on this evening. And over the last couple of days, as I'll be going into. And this motherfucker right here on the left, Rachel Reeves and Keith, are certainly embedded within that very deeply. And I'll be talking about that on the live stream. We all knew that anyone who voted Labour was getting Tory. We said it. I know you were there with me, people, before and after the fact of the last general election, but there we go. I'll be going into that in a bit more detail and getting maybe slightly rancier in just a few moments. Stick with it. It's a margarita, Octo. It's a margarita. Yeah, I do love a good margarita. So I'm going to be, forgive me, indulging in that while clips are on and stuff. So I might be making a few mealy-mouthed comments. It'll almost be like listening to, but definitely not. But it will almost be like listening to a neoliberal making their apologies the day after they've said something on the mainstream media rounds, a mealy-mouthed apology. But no, I need calories for the streams, you know, so I've been quite busy today. Bank holiday and so on. Out and about a little, shall we say. But yeah, it's a margarita. And the less I talk about the pizza, the more I can get on with the stream. So forgive me for a few moments, people. Thank you very much for your attendance here this evening. Love and solidarity to everybody on this Socialist Sunday as well. Okay, here we go. Let's get started. We're going to dip into the lounge. Keith's lounge. I'm totally not eating pizza right now. No way. That is fit. That was brilliant. Okay. I'm just noticing in the chat, are we seeing some breaking news here about something going on in London? That London, been there once or twice myself. Union flags and rule Britannia. That's not the sort of protest. Well, it's probably not a protest. It's what's going on. What's going on with that? It's just a far right thing that's going down in London right now. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to try and check this out on the side as we get into the stream. Just one more nibble here. Right, we're going. So, we've got this Middle East escalation, as per title. That's something I'm going to be getting into, as well as Keith and Rachel Reeves' upcoming budget, which they're sure to be just shitting on people from a great height with. As if we didn't tell you so. But you know that here on my left eye, that's something I've been very vocal about. Thanks a lot for joining me this evening, everybody. Hope you're very well. Welcome again to Octo and Kit in the chat. Also to everybody watching back on a replay, or if you're watching live, a very warm welcome. Please do hit the thumbs up button. Please do subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and you can join the chat and get involved. Super chats are also open, as are super thanks. Please do consider joining the channel for just 99p. And you'll get some great perks and benefits, including exclusive content, early viewings, and so on. Big shout out to people who've recently gifted memberships to others. Recently, as always. And also to Helena on the aforementioned in the chat No Justice channel. Been redirecting and raiding into each other recently. And also Kevin Logan, who's a regular guest on No Justice. Great content there as well. Please do check out their respective channels. And if they're still live when I finish this stream, then we're going to be redirecting into them. Great content. Great content for socialists. Happy Socialist Sunday. Solidarity to everybody out there on the left. And pizza lovers across the world. Okay, I'm going to get into the first clip. I do have a comedy clip lined up, and it's the latest from Matt Green. And I think while you enjoy this, I'm going to dig into a slice of pizza pie. But this is great as always from Matt Green. Check it out.
As the Westminster recess continues, all eyes have been on the Democratic National Convention. Our tearjerkers, barn busters and red, white and blue balloons correspondent Jonathan Goodenough has more. Yes, that's right, I'm here at the DNC, organised by the DCCC, which this year isn't in NYC or LA, but in CHI, cargo. Okay. Also known as the Windy City, and not just because last night I had burritos. So what have you picked up so far? Excitement, joy, possibly COVID, hopefully not Mpox. What's so exciting about it? Well, it's just so American, isn't it? The razzmatazz, the sense of occasion. This isn't a boring old party conference in sleepy old Bournemouth. This is Hollywood smiles and stars and stripes in the city where they filmed The Bear. Who have you spoken to? Most of the key players aren't really interested in talking to the British press, but I did speak to a few delegates who thought I was with the BBC and a lot of the protesters outside. Yes, there were some suggestions that this could be a repeat of the chaotic 1968 convention. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? The riots at home were so depressing. Over here, they'd be exciting. Sounds like you're enjoying yourself. I'm having such a great time. I've eaten cheesesteaks and hot dogs and a bucket of cola, and that was just for breakfast. So how does this all affect us in the UK? Who cares? I've been covering the general election and the riots, and I think I deserve a break. Everything's so big here. But surely the choice between Harris and Trump is important for the whole world. Did I mention they had Oprah and Lil Jon? And I think I saw President Bartlett earlier. Martin Sheen. He's here too. The politicians here are just so much more exciting. I mean, AOC. Can you think of a British politician who's just known by their initials? Ian Duncan Smith? I rest my case. So it's been a big success for the Democrats. Well, the energy and the momentum have been pretty sky high, but that doesn't mean the race is over. In fact, the polls are saying it's still very tight. So Trump still has a chance of winning. More than a chance, which would of course be great news for us. The UK? No, the media. Every time he says something awful, our ratings go up. Long may it continue. I'm not really sure you can say that. I'm in America. I can say what I like. Well, I mean, I can do what I like. I could even get a gun. Jonathan? Actually, I probably shouldn't have said that here. There are some men with dark suits coming towards me. Thank you, Jonathan. Don't shoot! I'm British! Next up, as it's revealed that the new CEO of Starbucks will have a 1,000-mile commute in a private plane, we ask, how carefully are you rinsing your coffee cups before you put them in recycling?
Matt Green there, mattgreencomedy.com. Do check him out, or check him out on Twitter. Always Twitter, never X. Great stuff there. Yeah. Of course, and it doesn't matter who wins the next election. They're both going to be absolute toilets, really. Especially on the issue of Palestine, as well as domestic US issues, and be talking about that a lot more quite shortly. But first of all, I'm going to go on to a couple of articles. And the first of which features Keith, and Reeves comes into this as well. Now, would you actually believe what has gone on despite warnings, despite how many times have we had to say that we saw this coming? And we know that Rachel Reeves, for example, has had austerity policies in her sights for at least the last 10 years. And now all of a sudden, people have voted for Labour and got the Tories. Did anyone see this coming? Did anyone see this coming up the road? Well, I think so. So I'm going to go over to the screen, and this is a article from the Independent. Things will get worse before they get better. Does that even fit into the D-Ream song? Things will get worse before they get better. Now I'm with Keith. So this is a bit of a clip from an interview with Nick Robinson, who will never press any neolibs seriously, like the way they need to be. But let's check this bit of a clip out. Sorry about the buffering here. What is Keith saying here? No one's going to like us, but we're going to do things that are going to be detrimental to workers, to pensioners, with the winter fuel payment scrappage, which I'll go into in a bit more shortly. But before the election, he was saying that things were going to completely turn around. Vote for Keith, get change, sleeves rolled up, all the rest of that garbage. And now that they're elected, he's turning around and saying, well, to be honest, we're actually going to be as shit as the Tories were. That's going to be tough, and we're making tough choices, but it's tough on you. It's tough on you ordinary people, but not on us. Oh, of course it's not tough on us, because we're sliming our grease away up the career path, aren't we, Keith? And so's Reeves. We're dealing with some pretty sick individuals here. That's just a brief clip. I'm going to get rid of that. That was just a brief clip. But that just goes to show what plans Keith has. And if you want to check out this article here now, just 1 second. It does go into that in a lot more detail. He's going to warn the public that things will get worse before they get better in his first keynote speech since walking into Downing Street. So they've got the budget coming up in October, and it's going to be crap. It's going to be awful, awful for workers, people on low incomes, the retired. And they're still trying to burn this 22 billion black hole, which they knew about, obviously, before the fact, but they still made these ludicrous promises that things would turn around when they got into office. Things are worse than we ever imagined. he will warn, adding, and that's why we have to take action and do things differently. Part of that is being honest with people. Keith's going to be honest with people. He's never made a pledge and then you turned on it. He's being honest with the people about the choices we face and how tough this will be. It will be tough on you, but not for me. Frankly, things will get worse before we get better. And what can you say to that? First of all, the honesty part. This is the man who completely fucked over the last leader of the opposition for his own political gain, for his own career, along with others. And then since then, has made a series of pledges, all of which he's gone back on. And now the latest excuse is this £22 billion black hole, which everybody knew about. And it's no surprise because this motherfucker right here, Rachel Reeves, has had plans on bleeding low-income workers dry for over 10 years and been very clear about this, even since David Miliband was the leader of the bastard Labour Party. Okay? That's how long she's had this objective, this remit. It's been very clear. I've mentioned this before on the channel. And they're just going to turn around and blame what the Tories have done. Yeah, the Tories were an abomination. But in terms of the solution, the remedy to what the Tories did, they lack imagination to the extent that they don't want to talk about borrowing. They don't want to talk about public investment. They don't want to talk about taxing the rich. They just want to come after low-income families. And they're retired. And all this bullshit rhetoric, boardroom talk. Fix the foundations of this country. Change will not happen overnight. How long does Keith want us to give him? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? Where there is rot deep in the heart of a structure, you can't just cover it up. You can't tinker with it or rely on quick fixes. You have to overhaul the entire thing, tackle it at the root, even if it's harder work and takes more time. Is he talking about uprooting the establishment? Is he talking about uprooting neoliberalism? I don't think so. That's just pure boardroom rhetoric as far as I'm concerned. And he goes on to say, because otherwise what happens? The rot returns in all the same places and it spreads. People like Keir Starmer are the rot. They are the things that are bringing this country down. We could have had a socialist government in 2019 or 2017 even, if it wasn't for the likes of Keir Starmer, who deliberately sought to bring down an opposition shadow cabinet that could have brought real change and these foundations that he's talking about now. And that's led on to 14 years of Tory government, which he's gone on to say was populism and failure under the Conservatives. This is the guy who made sure that the Tories have been in for the last 5 years. And now he wants you to trust him. And this is all public information. These aren't wild conspiracy theories or anything like that. This is clear what has happened. It's been vastly underreported in the mainstream media, as we know, here on My Left Eye. And you're right, Octo, there in the chat. He pretends that he's got no choice, as if taxing the mega-rich isn't an option, which of course it is. And it's one of the only options that we have. These people are wealth hoarders. They are work hoarders. Okay? All of the labour that they have command over, they hoard that. They hoard the wealth. They hoard the worth and the work of those people and pretend as though they did it themselves because they have a license to a company or to a product, as if they hauled every pallet, drove every truck, picked every order, whatever line of business it is, they crafted it themselves on paper and make the profit from it, but the people made that, and they don't get to share nearly as much as the profit as the people at the top, which is of course a massive injustice when you talk about the means of production. So what else has Keith got to say? Well, he just goes on to make his own excuses. I'm not going to drag on through that for too much longer. Going to move on to other issues. But we've got at least another 5 years of this, by the looks of things. I'll be right back with you, folks. Dolores Claiborne, thanks for joining us again in the chat. Hope you're well this evening. The next clip, in relation to how Starmer and Reeves are shafting over pensioners, especially with the removal of the winter fuel payments, comes from LBC, who even themselves, despite their neoliberal position, are cottoning on to the fact that Starmer appears to be somewhat of a shit. So they're looking at world labourers saying there's no money to be made, but also these record profits from energy companies who are also contributing to the climate crisis, which is something I'll be going on to about later on in the stream, of course. But for now, in terms of profit, in terms of how much money these companies are making relative to how much the government are shafting people over is even apparent to the likes of LBC. So let's take a look at a bit of a clip here.
The figures are absolutely insane. British Gas profits up 10 times over last year, 751 million. BP, the first 3 months of this year, £4 billion in profit in 3 months. Shell, £22 billion profit. £22 billion. And the government looks at those figures, and yes, to be fair, they're not all UK profits, but they're still huge, huge profits they're making. It looks at those figures and it says, actually, no, that we'll leave that aside. Where we're going to recoup some money is actually from the nation's pensioners.
Let's just listen to those stats again, just to absorb the amounts of money that we're talking about here.
The figures are absolutely insane. British Gas profits up 10 times over last year, 751 million. BP, the first 3 months of this year, £4 billion in profit in 3 months. Shell, £22 billion profit. £22 billion. And the government looks at those figures, and yes, to be fair, they're not all UK profits, but they're still huge, huge profits they're making.
The heads of Shell and BP have been quoted as saying, we are making so much money, we do not know what to do with it. And in the meantime, they'll do all the greenwashing bullshit, pretending that they're trying to invest in more renewables, etc. But they're making these record profits from oil, natural gas, and coal. So that's what they're going to want to fucking stick with. Spoiler alert. So they've got money falling out of their pockets. At the same time, the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, is saying, oh, I haven't got a bastard clue where I'm going to get the money from to make public investment and to ease the burden on millions of families who've been under austerity policies under the Tories. So I guess the only thing I have the imagination to be able to do is to continue with this austerity and this burden on pensioners, low-income families. By the way, I'm making a lot of money in my career. Isn't that great? And because of people like me, the wealthiest person in the House of Commons is now Nigel Farage, who's making about £97,000 a year. Aren't we doing a great job? We're doing a great job. Yay. Yay for us and our nasally toned excuses. My goodness. My goodness. What a time to be alive here in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. What a government we have. How they've saved us and brought change. Hallelujah. Praise be, to Starmer. Oh, what's that? No. Sorry, I'm just getting something in my ear now. Yes, it's exactly the fucking same as it used to be, if not worse. If not worse. Because you know a Tory when you get one, but Labour come along pretending to be left-leaning, pretending to be socialist and wanting to bring change for the people of the UK. But then, once elected, alas, reveal their true colours. As we've seen today. And don't say we didn't tell you so. I'm not the only one who's brought this up. We've got other great channels here on YouTube. Another shout out to Helena at No Justice, Kevin Logan, people like Turn Left, and so on. We've been saying this for so long. We've been saying this, in my case, for years. I used to be a Labour member. I cut on my card. That was around Rebecca Long Bailey being suspended. I won't get carried away with the story about that. But as soon as I knew that Starmer was what I feared he was, then I had to get out. I had to get out of there, and I could not represent that Labour Party, which was heartbreaking for me, as it was for so many others who have left the party, I'm sure, because there was real hope. There was real hope, and then the neolibs came along, they took it away, they completely threw Corbyn under the bus, and they continue to try and perpetuate these neoliberal tropes against Corbyn, the anti-Semitism scam, etc. And it's pathetic that they not only insult people's intelligence with that now, so far after the fact, when everything's been revealed, in things like the Labour files on Al Jazeera, for example, but they continue to try and push this as a way of legitimising their position now, even though they're all just careerists and they're all right-wing, neoliberal, Israeli lobby-sponsored shithouses of the worst order imaginable. And that's how we've ended up here. That is how we've got where we are now, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, here on My Left Eye on the Sunday live stream. Thanks a lot for being here this evening. I'm going to get on to another clip now. Thanks for tolerating that short rant. Just a quick bit of self-promotion as well. Please do hit the thumbs up button to help us reach a wider audience. Share the content around your social media. And if you'd like to join one of this list of awesome people who are members on the channel, then please do consider doing so for 99p. I will be remiss, as always, if I forgot to give a massive shout out to those members on the channel, and a special thanks to people who've bought gift memberships for other viewers recently as well, and also further thanks to Helena No Justice for recent shout outs, and also Kev Logan, who's a regular guest with Helena, so thanks a lot for that. Also, please do consider joining the channel for just 99 pence. Awesome, folks. Awesome support. Thank you so much. Okay, so on to World War III. Asterix, potentially. We know there have been recent escalations in the Middle East. As I've mentioned on the channel before, ceasefire negotiations between Hamas and Israel have broken down. There's also been continual exchanges of fire between Lebanon and Israel. Iran are in the fray as well. This could be potentially a wide-scale regional war. Apparently, the first phase is over, according to Hezbollah. have you got no... Jesus. Sorry. Yeah, thanks for pointing out in the chat. The mic's cut out. Bloody hell. I was on one there as well. Yeah, sorry about that. Floor Snake, welcome to the chat. James Bond. James Bond's in the chat, and Von Nakarizer as well. Welcome, welcome. But how can we... This is the thing. You got to come in close here. So Israel says it's repelled thousands of rockets, despite only 300 being fired. It's almost as if Israel talks a lot of crap and says that things have happened that haven't happened. I don't know if you knew that. I might have mentioned it before on the stream. So just going through some of those points. It's hard to gauge exactly what's going on because as far as Israel are concerned, things will always be overstated. But it appears that several military bases have been attacked in Israel. They've tried to downplay it. Israel also launched a preemptive, what they called a preemptive strike against Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. But Netanyahu says it's not the end of the story. Which doesn't sound encouraging in terms of peace talks. I know they've got this war on two fronts now. They've got to fight Hezbollah in Lebanon. They've also got to resist. They've got to fight against a resistance, I should say, of occupation in Palestine by Hamas as well. Several people are fleeing the country. I've seen massive queues in Israeli airports, as you can see. While Israel have tried to downplay what's going on here, you can see that even homes have been struck as well as military bases. Yeah, sorry about the mic cutting off earlier. Just trying to go over some of the points I was trying to raise. Apologies for that. Hezbollah leader Nasrallah did say, however, that if an assessment of what has been achieved considered the response to it being unsatisfactory, the group would serve the right to attack again. But given everything else, it seemed to be something that had to be said rather than an actual threat. And I don't know if this is a BBC article. Are they trying to downplay this? They've called it the end of phase 1, which to me implies that there's going to be at least a phase 2 or more. So for the BBC to imply, they'll just forget about it and go home and carry on. You know, they'll forget that their territory has been attacked by Israel. The Shia Muslim organisation Hezbollah is one of the most heavily armed non-state military forces in the world. It's funded and equipped by Iran. They were also very pissed off with Israel at the moment, let's be honest. Its leader, Sheikh Hassan Nasrallah, has claimed it has 100,000 fighters, although independent estimates vary between 20,000 and 50,000. Hard to know who to believe there, but many well-trained and battled hardened people that have fought on the side of President Assad during the Syrian civil war. Hezbollah has an estimated 120,000 to 200,000 rockets and missiles, according to the Centre for Strategic and International Studies. Its weapons are mainly small, unguided surface-to-surface artillery rockets, but it's also thought to have anti-aircraft, anti-ship missiles, as well as guided missiles capable of striking deep inside Israel. I think the fires are being stoked as we speak, in all honesty. A lot of factors have been leading to this. I know what we're going to do, people. We know where this leads. If we not learn from history, and then it all becomes about allies, allegiances, etc., until it feeds up into the super states, the superpowers against each other. And then that's a world fucking war. Have we not learned anything from the past? John Healey has spoken with his Israeli counterparts, Yoav Gallant, following the escalation between Israel and Hezbollah. Israel's Ministry of Defense says Gallant has briefed Healey on the activities constructed by the IDF in thwarting an extensive attack against Israeli civilians and military positions, and has discussed the UK's important role in maintaining regional stability. In a post on Twitter, Healey says de-escalation across the Middle East is crucial. Yeah, no shit. So that's some of the latest there. Things could be changing overnight. We don't know. I'll keep you posted as always on the live stream. Bruce at 10 coming during the week, of course. Next week, please do join me there at 10 o'clock. I'll be right back with you in just a sec. Just bear with me. Which James Bond is it in the chat, by the way? Is it Sean Connery, Roger Moore? Whichever one it is. Maybe it's George Lazenby. Who knows? The best thing about bombs is they can be recycled, therefore reducing the carbon footprints and increasing profits for bomb makers. You've got to keep the supply going. Well, that's the industrial military complex, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, Floor Snake does feel dangerously like it felt in early 2002, yeah, when W was trying to manufacture consent for that illegal invasion. there's a reason that he chooses not to leave the US anymore, even to go on holiday, because he might be arrested for international war crimes. Fair point. Fair point. Alright, just a quick mention. Obviously, it is Socialist Sunday. For those of you who follow Socialist Sunday on Twitter, please do check us out on Twitter. Solidarity to everybody here. Happy Socialist Sunday. I'm going to move on to climate related stuff now. And it's a friend of mine who's made a great short film called Climate Lens. My friend Paul Barnes, who's the producer, director, etc. He's also been putting out these short clips alongside the film, which the film in essence is about what it is like to actually acknowledge how serious climate change is, what climate breakdown is, as you'll see from this next clip, but also the things you might notice in your day-to-day lives that people who aren't aware of these tend not to notice. So I'm going to put a link for the full film in the description, but just check out this little tidbit side clip from my friend Paul at Climate Lens, and he's also supposed from being in action with Just Up Oil and Extinction Rebellion as well. But do check this out.
Right, Dave. How often do you think about climate breakdown?
Never. You mean climate change?
No, climate breakdown, global heating, climate destruction, nature decline, and climate collapse. Because that's what we're talking about, Dave.
Well, right. Why does everyone call it climate change then?
Well, I guess that's ideal for the fossil fuel companies to call it climate change, because change doesn't sound too bad, does it?
I agree we need to change our habits. I mean, I've been taking my own bags to supermarkets, and we always recycle our tin cans and all that crap.
Pardon? Well, yeah, that was great, Dave. Especially if everyone did all that crap. But even then, large corporations and governments and the media keep pushing more fossil fuels and peddling climate denial and disinformation. Emissions will keep going up. Our life support systems will collapse and we'll face catastrophic effects of climate breakdown.
Climate change, yeah.
Oh, Dave, I'm so fed up with the phrase climate change. If a storm wrecked my garden, I wouldn't stand there going, oh dear, look how my garden has been changed by the storm. Oh no, look how our coastline is changing. Oh no, look how our road is changing. Where is my car going? Yeah, but oh no, look how our house is changing. Where is my roof going? Oh, look how our food supply is changing. Why have I nothing to eat? Oh, look how my family has changed. Oh no, look how the water has changed. There's nothing left. There's no water. It's all gone. It's dried up. Look how our court system's changed. Where's my human rights going? Oh, look how my peaceful life has changed. Where's our law and order gone? Oh, look how their lives have already changed. Climate breakdown is happening now.
Yeah, but we've got loads of time and it's not that urgent yet, right?
It's not that urgent yet, right? It is that urgent. We are out of time. We must act now.
Just one more thing.
But what more can I do? What are you doing? Well, I'm part of this group, you see, taking non-violent direct action to force the urgent change we need to see. We're part of a much bigger climate movement. here and across the world. Check out the links below in the description.
Go on.
What description? For this video. What video?
Go on, go on, go on.
Go on. Go on.
There goes Bennett.
Bennett!
All right, so that's Paul Barnes there from Climate Lens. So I'm going to share a link to the full film from Climate Lens, and you'll be able to check out some more of those side videos as well. Paul Barnes, a good friend of mine. That's one of his most recent clips. Well done. That was really good. That's really good. That just pretty much sums up not only the government attitude but also the public attitude, as the film does as well. And it does get, quite frustrating. Where's the bloody music? There we go. Yeah, so like in that video, we all know a Dave, don't we? We all know one of those Daves, whether it be a climate denier, some form of ignoramus, whatever social injustice it is. There are always these ignorant people, and they claim that they're, of the people and for the people and looking after the rights of ordinary people. But at the end of the day, they're just regurgitating Tory graph headlines and being so easily influenced by mainstream media, and rather than actually being educated, whether it be formally or by their own means, in what is actually going on, they just can't fathom it. They just literally cannot fathom certain concepts which aren't that difficult. So then that leads to them either playing dumb or being dumb. And that happens in a lot of cases. Just over to the chat. Yeah, Kit, glad you enjoyed that video. Check out the link. I'll post that as soon as this stream ends. Climate Lens is what you're looking for there. Floor Snake, thanks a lot for your comments on the background music. Yeah, pretty funky. Pretty funky stuff. And Kate, you've got a lot of family who are military and who have left, and yeah, a lot of people are doing that based on the moral conscience, of course. They don't want to be part of this industrial military complex that just seems to want to serve arms manufacturers, oil companies, and to be able to impose so much destruction, in a lot of cases illegally, on foreign nations, just to be able to, for the superpowers, the Western superpowers, to be able to get their hands on natural resources. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Still here in the 21st century. Right, okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's getting pretty late. I'm on a bit later than I was normally. Sorry, you're going to have to excuse me. I'm pretty tired. Don't know if you guessed through the stream, but it's been a bit of a long weekend so far on this bank holiday. But I'm so glad that you've been able to join me tonight. Before I go, please do hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to see if anybody is still streaming live, so don't go anywhere. I'm going to raid into another channel, potentially. And of course, before I go, I want to give a massive shout out to the members on the channel while I'm seeing who's live. Do consider joining this list of incredibly fantastic people for just 99 pence. For just 99 pence. Of course, always give a shout out to members on live streams and at the end of videos. Just one of the perks of being a member. Let's see who still might be around. It looks like Helena's not done an all-nighter. There is a Navara coming up tomorrow, so I'll link you to that. Okay, cool. But yeah, people, it's been wonderful to drop in and see you, even though it's a little later than normal on a Sunday. And I'll be with you through the week with the brews at 10, of course. I'll let you guess what time they start. Normally try to do about 2 or 3 brews at 10s through the week. Pretty sporadic on what days at the moment, but that's all the more reason to hit the notification bell and check us out on social media as well, so you don't miss out on upcoming streams and content. Also, please do check out some of our recent videos as well. If you've enjoyed the topics we've been discussing tonight, as well as others from a socialist perspective, please do have a look at those vids and stuff. Just a quick mention about channel updates as well. I've still got this ongoing sort of restriction, as it were, with live streams and videos. I'm having to look into it. A lot of the content is having to come under manual review before it's sort of reprieved from not reprieved, what's the word I'm looking for, before it comes out of limited availability, etc. So views and revenue basically go down while this assessment's going on, and I'm finding that's happening with a lot of the streams. But by the time they've made the decision to clear it and say it's okay, I've already had more content out, and it kind of interrupts that sort of balance or flow. But I'll keep you posted on that as it comes. But please do your best to spread the channel around if you enjoy the content. One more massive thank you to you all. I'm going to get off now, but have yourselves a very good evening, and my Lefty, I'll be seeing you soon. Take care, everyone. Solidarity. Happy Socialist Sunday.